Welcome back, Rankers. A few questions this week from viewers, so let's get right into it. First of all, Darren Johnson on Twitter sent a question through wanting to know why one of his internal pages would have a PR4, but his front page has only got a PR3. In case you're new here, PR is PageRank, and it's a score out of 10 that Google applies to each page that it finds on the web. Now, a lot of people used to put a lot of stock in it, and you could argue that PageRank is a tiebreaker, if you like, trying to decide, if two pages are equally balanced for the same phrases, the one with the higher page rank is going to rank higher. Now, page rank is purely a measure of the page rank of other pages that link to your page, if that makes sense. It certainly doesn't play as much of a part in ranking these days as it used to. Relevance is far more important than worrying about your page rank. But as a curiosity, I can see why you would have the question, Darren. You will find, maybe, but Google's been a bit screwy over the last 2 months, but you may find that you've got a few links out there to that internal page that you didn't know about, that some people are linking to. Or it could be that every other page on your site links to that page. And that's all it's going to be, but I wouldn't worry about it terribly much. But it should be a reflection of the links to that page. Hopefully that helps. Second question this week, Steve has asked about the merits of 301ing redirecting all domains to one domain. I think it's a good idea. We used to do it for every site, and when I say subdomains, I'm talking about www here, so that if you had www.example.com.au, you would redirect it to example.com.au. And the reason for that was that Google would see those two domains as two separate sites. So essentially you would have duplicate content. That isn't the case anymore. Google's smart enough now to realise that usually the wwws is the same website as the root domain. But if you are starting out from scratch, I would say it's best practice to do that. And also, it certainly helps confusion in systems where you might have CMSs and you've got them at two domains. The CMS can get into a bit of strife there. So it is best practice just to have the one domain. Personally, when someone gives me a web address these days, I don't type in the W's because, quite frankly, I don't have time to type in W's. And it's so 20th century W's. Now, the final point I wanted to touch on this week was, last week I talked about the Stephen Conroy site and how I said that they'd highlighted this here, and maybe one of their mates said, hey, this is a good SEO thing. They wrote back and said, well, no, we're not doing that, Google's doing that. And I've gone, what? Google? Well, Google can't touch your site like that, and Google isn't filtering your site that I know of through itself to me. Anyway, what it turns out is that they must be using some sort of server-side script that looks at the search string. When someone types something in the search engine and clicks on it, it actually sends the search string through to your server. They're actually using that and then highlighting it when someone hits the site. I can see why it may have merits in some instances. It's certainly not helping them with SEO though, and I wouldn't call it black hat because Google's probably not even going to see this, so it's not going to crawl it. And the reason Google's not going to see it is because Google doesn't search itself or have a search string when it comes out and hits your site. But one of the most disturbing things in the internet censorship debate so far, and there has been a lot of disturbing things, is that it was announced yesterday that Stephen Conroy had met with Google to discuss blocking content from YouTube. Yeah, good luck with that. So that's how silly this whole censorship debate's getting. It's using a chicken wire for a damn wall. So, and hopefully it won't break, because when it gets hacked, and it will get hacked, it's probably going to break. And what that means to you and I and every other Australian business that's online, who knows? We don't know. So wait and see. And that's it for today's show. Hopefully that's been helpful. If you've got questions about SEO, send them through. And of course, if I don't know the answer, I'll make it up. Thanks very much. See you next week. Bye.